Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the greatest time of the day. From the center of the universe, New York City, it's the main event you've been waiting for. It's time to go in the cage with Cyclone.
And I hope you're all having a good day. Mine started out like a big giant steaming pile of poopy. My knee's acting up. Thank goodness I get to go to my orthopedic surgeon next week, see if this thing can be fixed without surgery. I'm hoping. I don't want to be cut open like a giant potato again. So much craziness. The morning was a waste. I wound up having a very large Mickey D's breakfast to try to soothe my sorrows. But que sera, sera, right? We move on. I said, hope you guys' day is better than mine, although I doubt it could be worse. I do want to mention that 2 weeks ago, because couldn't mention it last week, had so much to talk about. Jackhammer Promotions, 10th anniversary card. Not too shabby. Lots of good finishes. Hopefully I will have one or two guests from the card stop by in the near future. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to doing more broadcasting for them on June 2nd. Check out Jackhammer Promotions. Get yourself tickets, Mulcahy's and Wantagh. So anyways, we got some games coming up. We got some big breaking stories. For example, PFL starting this week, which by the way, yours truly, once again credentialed by the PFL. They've now had 2 changes to their card. Not a good start to their season. Not at all. But Larissa Pacheco is now taking on Kayla Harrison in the main event. Obviously, you guys know by now, Louise Taylor was going down from middleweight to welterweight. The New York State Athletic Commission hasn't cleared him. Why? I don't know what's going on. Hopefully I will talk to Ray Sefo and find out, and then let you guys know the inside scoop. Also, Khabib Nurmagomedov has said that he wants 3 more fights. And here's the thing. There was always the talk about Khabib wanting 30 fights. So that's because he's 27-0, 3 more, 27 plus 3 is 30. That's his 30 fights. Maybe then he walks away from the sport. But here's the thing. He wants, obviously, Dustin, the rematch against Conor, and GSP. But here's the thing about that fight. It's not going to happen. Not happening. No way. GSP has retired. He is out of the USADA testing pool. That would take him 6 more months to get back in. And I don't think GSP is coming back. So I guess Khabib's going to have to pick another target. Maybe we finally get the Khabib against the Tony Ferguson fight that has been jinxed beyond belief. Another thing Daniel Cormier, speaking about future matches, now that Brock Lesnar's done and gone and no more discussion of that, Stipe and John Jones are his most likely last two fights. But DC, being the hard-headed egomaniac that every single pro athlete is, wants it at 205. Now look, here's the thing about that happening. Let's say DC beats John Jones at 205 and he walks away. He'll once again be champ, and now you'll have two divisions without champions, and all it's going to do is cause chaos. The fight should happen at heavyweight. Everyone knows it. And I think DC, in his heart of hearts, he knows that it should be at heavyweight. Because at 205, he just can't beat John. He has a snowball's chance in hell at heavyweight. And that's what it should be. But like I said, we got so much to talk about. We're going to this whole big shingding off in a few seconds. All about pound for pound. I'm breaking down pound for pound MMA and pound for pound boxing. Not wrestling. There's just no pound for pound in wrestling. So I talked about the GOATs and the Mount Rushmore earlier in the year. Now I'm breaking down. Now look, here's the thing. Yes, pound for pound discussion can be and is subjectional. Or everybody has an opinion on who should be where. I'm breaking down mine and why I think mine should be yours as well. And we're going to start all that off right after this.
This is Frank Edgar.
This is the Barbarian Tim Bosch.
I'm World Series of Fighting undefeated lightweight champion Justin Gaethje.
MMA legend, UFC Hall of Famer, Iceman, tuck it out. If you got the guts, step in the cage with Cyclone.
Alrighty, now look, where do I start? MMA or boxing? And I think that where I'm going to start is in the lovely world of MMA, the lovely world of the UFC, because obviously it's not all of MMA. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe in the future, that's a future episode where I combine all of MMA. That's going to be a lot tougher. But anyways, I think, and normally the UFC has a top 15, and those are done by people not involved at all in the sport. Okay, just to let you guys know. It's media members, but it's not really MMA media members, which makes you wonder why the hell they're allowed to do it, but they are. Anyways, I'm not going to do a top 15. I'm going to do a top 12 for MMA and for boxing. The UFC and boxing. At number 12, I think it has to be Jessica Andrade. She is a mini pit bull. She is ferocious. She is a mini cyborg. She is a mini Amanda Nunes. And she's on a tear right now. And I think despite Rose Namajunas' distance and her length, I think this coming Saturday, and I don't want to make my predictions just yet, but I really see Jessica coming forward and going right through Rose's length and becoming hashtag and new. So Jessica Andrade is number 12. Number 11, I have Henry Cejudo. I think, despite me not liking his antics, I think he's the perfect fit. He accomplishes everything he needs to. He beats who is put in front of him, although I don't think he's going to beat Marlon Moraes. But I think overall, he deserves the 11th spot on the pound-for-pound list. Number 10, this is a little bit hypocritical of me to put him there. Kamaru Usman. I think after what he did to Woodley, he deserves to be on the list. I put him at 10 because there's nowhere else to put him, honestly. Although I'm not a fan of Kamaru's, I tip my hat. I give credit where credit is due. Him sliding in 10, he's not the worst, and he's far enough away from the true upper echelon guys. And by the way, just to let you guys know, if you pop for something, you're not on my list. Okay, so there's no John Jones. There is no Conor, although I'm a huge Conor fan, and I've had enough of his antics too. They're not on the list either. So those are my rules. You got to fight clean. You got to be clean to be on my list. Moving forward, number 9, the Blessed Era, Max Holloway. Despite what Dustin Poirier did to him, he is the best featherweight. He's on the. He's just so complete of a fighter. As a fight goes on, his output increases. It never decreases, with the exception of the Dustin Poirier fight. It happens. Okay? Every dog doesn't have their day, so to speak. Number 8, I'm going on a massive tree branch. I am putting Valentina Shevchenko at number 8. I think she is one of the most complete female athletes on the planet. Not just MMA fighters, not just UFC fighters, one of the most complete female athletes on this planet. I have her at number 8. 7, this was a tough choice for me to put him at 7. He hasn't fought in a while. He hasn't defended in a while. Not to his own issues, just because life happens. Things happen, you know. Some of us are jinxed. I can relate. I have Bobby Knuckles, the Reaper, Robert Whittaker at number 7. He's a beast. When he's in the cage, he's a beast. Okay? Despite what you might think if he did or didn't beat Yoel the second time around, you got to give credit where credit is due once again. And that's why Bobby Knuckles is at number 7. Number 6, this is an even bigger branch for me. I know a lot of you watching this right now are going to say, Cyclone, you are certifiably cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm putting who I thought was one of the baddest asses at middleweight, and soon to be one of the baddest asses at light heavyweight, Luke Rockhold. I think Luke, now I just said Bobby Knuckles is one of the most complete fighters, and same thing with Valentina. Luke Rockhold, despite his attitude and his cockiness and his arrogance, all of which, by the way, is not illegal, he is a truly complete fighter. Pound for pound, he's one of the best, and I think the 6th spot fits him perfectly. Number 5, another fighter who hasn't fought in a long time due to outside issues, Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is a dangerous, dangerous fighter. On the ground and standing up. Doesn't matter where it goes. He is just a freak. He outthinks you before you think you know what he's going to do. Okay? He is like the Larry Bird of MMA. That's the way I could, if you don't truly like Tony Ferguson, that's what he is. He is the Larry Bird of MMA. He's thinking 1 step, 2 steps, and 3 steps ahead of you. Number 4, the baddest man on earth, Stipe Miocic. I have to put him there because his power, his strength for a heavyweight is hard to beat. And he's right there, you know? So you can't go wrong with Stipe. Number 3, Khabib. He's murked everybody. As far as I'm concerned, there's like nobody better. Slightly. The top 2 are better as far as I'm concerned. But Khabib, pound for pound, I think he could take on a heavyweight, and I think he could take on a flyweight. I think he would be the one guy fighting that would have no problem taking on anybody. My number 2 pound for pound in the UFC, going to be another one hard to imagine me saying, Amanda Nunes. For what she did to Cyborg, not even saying what she did to Ronda and to Misha, Amanda is, the lioness is a beast. She really is. She has manpower as a female. And she's been in multiple divisions. She's done it all. She's the female champ, even though the UFC obviously doesn't consider female featherweights, which is a whole other story for another day. That leaves the number 1 spot. Who else could it be? DC, Daniel Cormier. Despite me hating him playing politics, despite me hating the stuff that he pulls with wanting Brock, pound for pound, DC can take on anybody. With the exception of one person, and that one person I will never put on my pound for pound or my GOAT list because I only deal with clean fighters. If you're not clean, you're not on. That's the way it is as far as I'm concerned. So, as far as the UFC is concerned, that is the top 12. Now let's do some sweet science. Move over a little bit from MMA. Let's do some sweet science of boxing. I'm going to start out in the featherweight division. I think, and this is a major branch. Now I'm on the end branch, the little tiny one that's just out there like that. I'm starting out on this one. Like I said, I'm going to the featherweights to start off at number 12. Oscar Valdez. 26-0. He's taking on everybody put in front of him. He's a solid fighter. A lot of people don't consider him a pound-for-pound fighter. I'm not most people. I give the eyeball. I watch the second-tier fighters, the third-tier fighters. Those are the ones I pay attention to, not just the top-level guys. That's why I'm putting him at number 12. As far as I'm concerned, one of the best middleweights in boxing right now, I'm putting at number 11, Jarrett Hurd. And forget the fact that the guy loves pizza. All right, that's just a bonus as far as I'm concerned. Okay, you love pizza, you can't go wrong with a guy. I think Jarrett Hurd can, to the truly upper echelon middleweights, I think he can cause a lot of problems, a lot of sleepless nights. So I think he fits in perfectly at 11. At number 10, I'm leaving the country. I'm heading over to Japan to somebody who is one of the best fighters when it comes to ripping the body. Nobody in boxing, outside of Canelo Alvarez, nobody rips the body. Well, maybe Badu Jack. Okay, nobody rips the body like my guy at number 10, Naoya Inoue. You hardly looked at. I mean, he is on most people's top 15 lists. I'm putting him at number 10 just because I think he's better than Jarrett Hurd and also Oscar. Now we get into as we move up the rankings, now we get into the fun fighters, the fighters that everybody knows. Number 9, I'm putting Triple G. Explosive, hard to beat fair. You can't go wrong with Triple G. Triple G is such a complete fighter. Okay, so and he fits that spot. Okay, because there are better and there's worse. So it's a perfect slide in. Number 8, Alexander Gvozdyk. The man's an animal. The man has power in both hands. And he puts people out fast. Gvozdyk is right on the verge of being upper echelon. He's just off the green, as they say in golf. Okay? I think 1 or 2 more wins and he'll be talked into getting true title shots to face the upper guys. Number 7, possibly moving to 148, maybe 140, Mikey Garcia. Even though he got schooled by Errol Spence, I think Mikey Garcia, for his overall resume, it slides in perfectly at number 7. And I would love to see if at 148, if his power, if his speed, not so much power, but if his speed, if his abilities translate moving up a division. It'd be very interesting to watch. He might slip down my rankings. He might move up. You never know. Pound for pound rankings change constantly. Number 6, AJ, Anthony Joshua. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with Anthony Joshua. Okay? And whether or not he fights Tyson Fury, whether or not he fights Deontay Wilder, eventually it'll happen. Now, whether it happens sooner rather than later. We'll just have to wait and see. But AJ, solid at 6. Number 5, that's where I put Canelo Alvarez. And I know, he did pop in the past. He didn't always piss clean. Here's the thing. And a lot of people are saying, Canelo is number 1. Nah, I can think of 4 fighters better than him. Is he an all-time great? Yes. Do I hate him? Yes. I'm able to put that aside. To look at things honestly and consistently. Number 3, Errol Spence. Errol has to be number 3 because there's 2 better. And those 2, at number 2, actually 3 better, is Terrence Crawford, is my number 3. My number 2, I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me on this, but Alexander Usyk is my number 2. And at number 1, for me, as far as I'm concerned, Vasyl Lomachenko. Footwork, changing stances, changing levels, hand speed, all unmatched. Pound for pound, if you make him a heavyweight, you make him a featherweight, you put him in any division, his abilities put anybody out. Spence, Crawford, Usyk, Canelo, all these guys can be beaten. I don't think because Lomachenko's so well-rounded, so dangerous, I don't think there's anywhere else to put Lomachenko, as far as I'm concerned, except for number 1. So there you have it. Pound for pound, top 12 in MMA, the UFC, and in boxing. So guys, do me a favor. I missed this before, so I'm going to say it twice. Please share. I know that you guys, looking at where to watch right now. There's some tech difficulties, but things happen. We're just going to flow right through this. Share this. I'm begging you. Got to get my numbers up. Please share. Really simple. Check out CycloneComedy.com. Okay. Check out Psyche Prods on Facebook, and you can eventually enter a raffle. We got the Facebook question raffle coming up later today. We got the UFC 237 prediction raffle coming up this coming weekend, to keep your eyes on that. And obviously, get yourself a great t-shirt. There's such an array, a plethora, if you will, of great different t-shirt styles right on effectiveaggression.com. And it's reasonably priced too. Who doesn't like reasonably priced stuff? Okay, so we're going to get to some bigger stories when we come back right after this.
Hi, I'm Jim Miller.
This is Dan Morigliano.
I'm Derek Winston.
I'm Nick the Carney Lentz, and you're locked into the cage with Cyclone.
Okie dokie smoky. All right, so here's the thing. Where do I start? And I'm going to continue with the boxing thing. Huge fight this past weekend. Canelo Alvarez, Brooklyn Boy, Danny Jacobs, the Miracle Man, survivor of cancer. I can't say that Danny Jacobs won. I can't say that the refs stole the fight once again on Cinco de Mayo for Canelo Alvarez the way they've done twice before against Triple G. Danny came out slow. I mean, the two guys, they traded shots a couple times, but Canelo's head movement and his hand speed was the difference. That's just the way it is. And I hate to say it because I wanted Danny Jacobs so badly to win. I wanted him to take all of Canelo's belts and say nanner, 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 but it's not what happened. The truth of the matter is he got beat. Personally, I scored it 116, 112. Okay, I was just about right in line with the judges. Now, yeah, Danny landed some good shots later on in the fight, but nothing devastating, nothing that rocked Alvarez's world. Now, that being said, I want that trilogy with Triple G. Yes, Triple G got robbed twice. When you have a Mexican fighter fighting on Cinco de Mayo with a Mexican judge and a Mexican ref and everything's leaning, well, it's stacked so much against whoever it is. And it's almost like Canelo's the Mexican version of Floyd Mayweather. The card is stacked so much against an opponent that unless you knock them out, if it goes to the scorecards, you're going to lose, no matter what you do. But I need to see that trilogy. It's a fight that has to happen. Okay, sure. If you could have judged it the other way or even closer, maybe even a draw this time out, Danny Jacobs was definitely more active, but Canelo was more accurate. And accuracy, as far as I'm concerned, matters. Hey, Jen. Hey. Fat Cyclone instead of Fat Albert. I don't know why I did that. Another thing, I do want to congratulate Brianna Van Buren becoming Invicta's new strawweight queen bee. After their tournament this past weekend, she is someone that can hold on to that strap for quite a while. Now that Verna Jandiroba is now in the UFC. And the good thing about a tournament for a championship, it sets up rematches all over the place. She used takedowns, she used ground and pound, and she used submissions to sweep 3 relatively easy fights for her. And that's fun to watch. When you see a 115-pound female smoke other chicks, other women, other females, it's fun to watch, especially when someone's as young as Brianna and you get to see their enjoyment. It's like infectious, you know. Now, here's some interesting news that probably most of you, over your head, not on your radar. The UFC has issues with guys pissing hot, popping for roids. TJ popping for EPO. The UFC, if they're going to sign people, should look to sign squeaky clean fighters. Say what you will about Conor McGregor and all his nonsense, he's always pissed clean. Okay? they have just signed former Iranian medal winner, multi-champion, multi-strongman champion, Amir Ali Akbari. Hard Iranian name to say if you say it 10 times fast. But here's the thing you guys need to know about this lovely Iranian gentleman. He's had all his medals stripped from him because he's pissed hot not once, 2 times. So now you're adding another. Yes, he's a vicious heavyweight. He is a wrestling. I'm not going to say his wrestling's on level with DC's, but he's a medal-winning wrestler. But he's pissed hot twice. You're trying to clean up your sport, and you sign someone who's busted twice. Makes no sense. Something else that doesn't make any sense to me, Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson and Elias Theodorou, I don't get. Now look, I'm not one to rip on pro athletes. I just don't like doing it. Because they do stuff I'm not doing. And I don't have the cajones to do. But I don't get these two cats. I really don't. Both of these guys have laid more eggs than your average chicken. And it's the God's honest truth. I don't say they need to be cut, but they are both. Geez. I know there's a lot of middleweights going up to light heavyweight, and it thins out the competition, and somebody has to be ranked, but my God almighty, these two, I don't get it. I watch him, and it's like they're fighting in quicksand. They're fighting in mud. I don't get it. I don't know if they need more training. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know I don't get it with these two guys. And a quick note. Bellator Birmingham was this weekend also. And look, the thing Bellator does that drives me bonkers is they overbook a card. And we see this on the regional circuit as well. Promoters, matchmakers, organization owners, if you book 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 fights for a card, that is too much. You cannot expect fans to sit there through 20 fights. You can't expect them to sit through 18 fights. Less is better. As a matter of fact, if you cut it down to 12, 13, 14 cards, no more than 14. Maybe max at 15. You know what? Max at 15 round number. Okay. You lose a fight or two, drops down to 13. That's a perfect sweet spot. What that does is those other 5 fights that you were going to put on that card, you could put onto a next card. And you take from 20, you add 5 from another card. Boom, now you have 10 fights. Now you have yourself another card. That's the way it should be. I hate when regional cards do it, and I understand the regional cards do it because they need ticket sales. But it is mind-boggling to me why an organization like Bellator does it. I can't comprehend it. It makes no sense. But on the positive side about that Bellator card, they came away with 2 incredible knockouts, both automatically move to the head of the line for possible knockouts of the year. First of all, Fabian Edwards upkicked Faco Nito a couple times and then just ground and pounded him. There were 3 or 4 up kicks that just made him dizzy and dropped him. And then, Fabian with a couple quick hammer fists for the KO. But the real sparkling highlight that I would have put on for finish of the weekend, but here's the deal. I don't want Bellator shutting down my YouTube page or shutting down Strong Island's page. Okay? So you got to be really careful with what you do and what you put up from major organizations. And here's the thing. You guys can go on YouTube. You can take a chance, watch somebody else's stuff. I'm not going to make that mistake again. But Raymond Daniels, my God, Spinorama magic, lands a spinning back kick to the gut of Wilker Barros. Goes flying back into the fence, goes down, pops back up, and Raymond comes charging forward, lands then a immediate spinning back fist, and Wilker just drops and like a fish out of water just spasms out. That was incredible. I'm telling you, you guys, it would behoove you to go check it out. Raymond Daniels knockout. Just type that in on YouTube. I'm sure it'll pop up. But it's not going to pop up for me because I'm not going to get myself in trouble. So, like me and Kerry Stella, I had to think for a second. Kerry Stella, who was sitting here last week, we talked about One Championship making their rules about managers having to be in Asia for a year. Well, now the managers are fighting back, saying that is not illegal, but they are now challenging that rule. Like me and Kerry discussed, that was bound to happen. Once again, predictions come true. So guys, click share. I'm asking for the billionth, gazillionth time. Come on. Click share, will you pretty please? It would really, really mean a lot to me if you did. I want you guys to check out CycloneComedy.com. I want you guys to check out Psyche Prods on Facebook. Like the page. Follow the page. Enter the question raffle. Enter the pay-per-view raffle. Win yourself a free prize. Who doesn't like free stuff? Also, obviously, check out EffectiveAggression.com. It would behoove you to check out and purchase a glove signed by athletes, celebrities, musicians. We have it all. And there's going, a little teaser, there's going to be more gloves coming in signed in the very near future. Wink, wink. Something for you guys to look forward to. And another little tease coming up in a little while. You guys gotta keep it here on Strong Island. You know why? Because it's the debut of the Newman Show. That's right. The Newman Show starts tonight, right after me, so keep it here. And we're gonna do some fun games right after this.
I'm Dennis Bermudez. Hi, I'm Creepy Ian McCall.
Yo, I'm Kelvin Gastelum.
This is Mark Goldberg.
Yo, I'm the world's most dangerous man, Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock, and you're getting tapped out in the cage with Cyclone.
anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Okie dokie, smoky hokey. 3 birthdays today as I finish doing this. Benial Dariush is 30 years old today. Also celebrating a birthday, Smiling Sam Alvey. He's 33. Wow, Sam Alvey's only 33. Jeez. And turning 46 years young, the one, the only, Chaim Gozali. By the way, Chaim is on the Bellator MSG card, Bellator 222. Yeah, 222, coming up in June. I'm starting to actually wonder if his son Aviv will be on the card as well, and that would be awesome to have father-son on the same card. But anyways, happy birthday to you, Chaim, to you, Smiling Sam, and to you, Mr. Dariush. Happy birthday. Now, what say we have everybody's favorite part right now, the raffle. Okie dokie, 4 contestants for the raffle. Question number 1 comes from Augie Cherko. Now that Lesnar is retired, what do you think DC is going to do? Well, as we have all learned, DC is fighting Stipe next, the rematch. And honestly, that's what should have happened long ago. It should have been an immediate rematch right after. Stipe deserves it, okay? 3 title defenses climbed. He was pound for pound, he the baddest man on earth. DC should have given him, instead of being like the little boy who takes his ball and runs away. Okay, he should have gotten his rematch immediately. And then John at light heavyweight, and I don't like that. I think DC's going to retire, losing 3 fights to John Jones. I really do. He can't beat him at 205. Of course, now that I said it, he's going to beat him. Question number 2 comes from Wes Taylor. Who, by the way, Wes, once again, you and me, sir, need to get in touch. We have things to talk about, sir. Your question: does the Luis Taylor situation make PFL rethink the strategy of running an entire season in New York City moving forward? Well, look, we don't know why the New York State Athletic Commission put the kibosh on Luis Taylor. I can guarantee you he didn't pop for anything, okay? Luis Taylor's nuts. He is so anti-violence. He is so squeaky clean. It would be a shock. It would be like someone then saying, okay, Jeter and Mariano used roids too. It's hard to believe, but I don't know. I wish the PFL would have continued their thing that they did last year. St. Louis, Louisiana, California. Just doing 3 cards in Long Island, 3 cards in Atlantic City, I don't think that makes sense. You want more venues to expand and grow your brand, not less. So I don't know. I just don't know what the new heads of the PFL are thinking. But I guarantee you, Wes, I will find out on Thursday for you. Question number 3, Kenny Hotchkins. Who do you think Canelo fights next? Triple G, Andrade, or someone else? It needs to be Triple G. It needs to be. And it can't be on Cinco de Mayo. It can't be in Vegas. It can't be with Mexican judges and a Mexican ref. It can't be one-sided. It needs to be like, I don't know, maybe California, maybe Russia, maybe Canada, somewhere not in Vegas, somewhere not on Cinco de Mayo, especially. But like I said, it has to be. It has to be Triple. If it's not Triple G, it's a crime. Yeah, I'd like to see Andrade get in there, but and Andrade actually has a really good shot at knocking Triple G out. He really does. I just want to see Triple G first, and then let Andrade take on that winner. But anyways, moving along. Question number 4 comes to by way of Mr. Rudy Asher. Welcome back, Rudy. What do you think happens in the UFC lightweight division? Okay, interesting question, Rudy. I think Conor and Cowboy has to be next. Obviously, it's Khabib and Dustin. You square off Tony and Justin Gaethje, and I really hate to welcome Tony Ferguson back with a psychopath like Justin Gaethje, but everyone else is squared off. Everyone else has a dance partner. Khabib Dustin, it's locked in. Make Budweiser fight Proper 12 whiskey. It's so good because Conor starts fast, Cowboy starts slow, Cowboy finishes strong, Conor finishes slow. So they are the perfect antithesis, triple word score on Scrabble right there, antithesis of each other. It's perfect matchup, and that leaves, like I said, Gaethje and Tony. Sort of like a mini tournament between the top 6. So, those are the questions of the day. Now, let's pick a winner. The winner is numero... What is that? Numero 2, Wes Taylor. Congratulations, sir. You win. Your prize will be coming shortly. Now, guys, like I said, follow Psyche Prods. We have the UFC 237 raffle coming this coming weekend. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be an awesome prize to whoever wins. Okay? Talking to you out there, you could win a sweet-ass prize. I am press credentialed for the PFL, so next week I will give you the roundup about all the insides going on at the PFL. And keep it right here on Strong Island because in just a few minutes it's the debut. We're cracking the cherry of the Newman Show right here. Watch it, stick around, and until next week, I say, just because all of you out there, all of you, and you, and you, and you too, are not athletes, doesn't mean you can't be an athletic supporter. Bye-bye.